Welcome to Cancer and Peace Moments. This is Peter. These moments are 15-minute clips of the larger episodes. Blessings. I mean, I think that, we talked about doing this episode as because it is the holiday season coming up. And over 18 years, I have been in the hospital over holidays, definitely had recoveries from surgeries, definitely treatments, definitely scans, all the stuff that brings the normal angst, anxiety maybe, or just pain and suffering, just all that combined with the holiday season. And so I think it's also for me, it was adjusting expectations. Holiday time for me growing up was always a pleasant time. It was always, I have great memories.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas time in my house was wonderful. Thanksgiving, the whole month of December, Christmas, we had a lot of Christian traditions that were wonderful. And my mom was she was like a holiday expert. And she really built just wonderful feelings around the holidays.
Is that something you can put on your resume? Holiday expert too?
Yeah, maybe so. And then my wife too, she was wonderful at creating a home of warmth. I would say warmth, comfort, and joy around the holidays. And in 2005, starting with my surgery and up until this year, 18 years of I'm not sure why it is. I've often asked my medical experts, why does it seem like I have so much going on in November and December? Is it because it's the end of the year? Why do I always seem to have scans and surgeries and treatments?
They're like any other business. They're trying to get all their revenue numbers up as high as they can before the end of the year.
But it's always this joy stealer, joy robber. That's been the rub for me, is like, how do I, the holidays was always a wonderful time for me. And then of course, as I worked retail, and then I worked in law. I was a lawyer for 23, 24 years. And there was always so much pressure around the holiday period. Everyone wanted their matters worked on, their cases closed, whatever, before the end of the year. The issue is that loss is made front and center during the holiday period. There's something about holidays that that brings one back, at least brings me back to exactly the reality of what's going on physically. And so loss for me, yes. I mean, we've talked a lot about how do you process loss. And, I think that I've talked a lot about being an emotion stuffer. So it's not being afraid to journal and to acknowledge and to feel some sadness during that time, and maybe even some anger and fear. This could be my last Christmas. This could be my last holiday period with my family. So I think that for me, processing those things is essential. And then, we talked about having an attitude of giving thanks. Before, we talked about that in a prior episode for Thanksgiving. But I think not only feeling fear, anger, and sadness, but for me, it's recognizing the riches that I do have in my life, and through my higher power, and just the gifts that I have, along with the loss. It's not to minimize those losses or not to be in denial of them, but just to have that perspective of the question is, can I be content?
Because my question was going to be, hey, how should you act and interact in the holidays with family? Some family you may not have seen for a long time, or because sometimes distance. I know with some of my relatives, distance puts us where we're not able to interact as often as we'd like in person, and so you're going to probably get those questions, and the answer, I think what I just heard from you, and I'll the different word isn't so much about even saying weakness and vulnerable as being real.
Yes.
Express the
Thank you.
real. Is
Thank
that
Yep.
well, and I think
No, that's
it's
it.
all those, but I think you're
Yep.
saying, hey, what's the best thing you could do as a cancer patient these holidays as you're coming into the holiday season, no matter where you're at? I think what I just heard you say is be real.
Right.
You'll have one of the most fantastic holidays that you'll ever have if you can be real.
Wow. That's it. I mean, and as Christians, certain Christians, we have a tendency to say, "Oh, I'm all set. God's got this. I'm
Yeah.
going to be healed." And it's like people can't really relate, especially I don't think whether they're Christian or not, they can't really relate to that. But if you say, "Hey, I'm struggling right now."
If I hear that, I almost say that person's putting on a face of strength.
Yes.
Putting on a face of strength. And that sounds judgmental, but the more I hear it, the more I feel like, hey, I've seen this before. And what you're saying is you did that for 10 years.
Yeah.
And then when the thing got real,
I
you
couldn't
were
do it
like, I
anymore.
can't do it anymore.
No, I couldn't. I had to live in reality for myself. That's where peace came.
Yeah.
I couldn't white knuckle it anymore. Couldn't do it on my own.
That's such
That's
a great
when I
message.
turned over control. Yeah.
That's such a great message. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we could leave you with anything from this, hey, how to walk through cancer in the holidays, be real. Share your real self. Anger, sadness, and joy.
It's an open door not only for yourself but for others to experience and grow. I mean, think about it. You talk about inviting people in to a journey that can be rich. It can be tough, but rich. I mean, I've done that with so many people where I'm struggling today because of this.
Caution.
Yes.
There's going to be some people that want to fix you.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's
so when you
that's true.
know that, be ready
Yeah.
to be fixed. And
Yeah.
and so there are a lot of emotional tools that, and we can talk about some of those. And I think we've shared a little bit in other podcasts, but be ready
Yeah.
for those who aren't ready to hear pain
Right.
to give you a fix.
Right.
And so,
And it is. I mean, for a lot of people, they feel uncomfortable when someone is like
Yeah.
expressing something. It's not going well. It's painful. Whatever.
people who have a struggle with being real themselves or walking through real
Yeah.
pain
Yeah.
will generally want to give you a fix because otherwise they have to sit in pain with you, and a lot of people can't do that.
Thank you for listening. Have a great day. Blessings.